Hello, guys. Today I'm interviewing Alfie Warren, and today we're gonna talk about his cards up and coming. So the first one that we're gonna talk about is the one on the 2nd of September in I think what's it called, the Shankly Hotel.
On the rooftop of the Shankly Hotel. Yeah, in
Yes,
Liverpool.
in Liverpool. Is that Jack McGann's hometown?
Yeah, Jack McGann comes from Liverpool. He hasn't fought there for a long time. I don't think he's ever fought there as a pro. This will be his first fight in Liverpool as a pro. He's going to be topping the bill. We were supposed to be fighting JJ Evans. JJ Evans has pulled out for personal reasons.
Yeah.
So we have got an opponent in place, but we've got it's not ideal, but it's all about the event. Jack's got a massive following now. He's really building up traction and attracting he's attracting the boxing audiences now. He's on a hell of a run, and he's come down to your call, which is like his second home now, and he's just been blasting them all out. I mean, the fight with John Brennan was really, really good.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
It was a great fight.
He got put down, didn't he, Jack McGann?
Exactly, yeah. I remember you was there, wasn't you, Sam?
No, I wasn't at that one. I was at the Ashley Sexton one.
That's the one. So that was the week after. That was a couple of weeks after. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. but Jack McGann and John Brennan, it was a great matchup. It was good for that for his what do you call it, for that stage of his career. It was a risky fight that we put him in. John's very, very experienced.
He's got a big fight soon, John Brennan.
John Brennan's back out on one of our other shows. That's on September.
Oxford.
In Oxford. He's fighting at York Hall in September.
Oh, John, yeah, he's got a warm-up fight.
That's right. And then he's signed with Mark, with all the Nilsons now. Yeah. So, I mean, they're looking after him and all that. But, I think after that fight with Jack McGann, the Nilsons spoke to him, because I thought John gave a great account of himself. He put Jack down, like we said. He scared him. And, but Jack just come back and just showed us why he's ruthless, why people in the gym talk about him and being heavy-handed and everything. And it's just, it really, really did surprise me. It was an early scare, but he did surprise me. And so he was supposed to be fighting Cristofori as well. That fell through as well. Not very happy about that. Well, they said it was for the Cristofori people said it was for some other reasons, blah blah blah, and all that sort of stuff. But then
at least convenient guys stepped in, this Braslav Milivojevic, or something along those lines. He's got a winning record though.
Yeah, this is what we want to do. These are the sort of fighters that we want to put our fighters in. And you see our track record, especially with WBM. We could put them in with journeyman, which is good. Like in your third, fourth, maybe fifth fight, depending how long you.
Some people push on to titles in their fifth fight.
Exactly. Listen. Some people are different. Some people need more time to, develop and all that. But I'm a strong believer in. I think after 4 or 5 fights, I just think that you should be stepping up and fighting your fellow prospects and everything. And I'll give you a prime example of that is Billy Underwood, who was fighting. He got to 4-0 journeyman. I went, look, just get in. Someone with a record, and what a performance he put on.
I will get to his fight against Ryan Mayer, as you've announced it today.
Yes.
We'll get onto that in a minute, but you've also, on the same night as Jack McGann, you've got Marcel Braithwaite.
He's been added to the card, yes. Mark Nilsson added him to the card. I think
he's a good fighter.
Very good fighter, I mean, he's in the mix to be fighting, our guy Casey he's in the British title mix. You know, he's supposed to be fighting.
What's happening with Casey?
Casey, we will have some clarity on his situation with the Isjad Ahmed and the British title situation. We'll have some clarification on that by next week anyway, but we're working really, really hard behind the scenes to come up with a situation that can, suits all parties. And, we just want to get the saga put to bed, and we just need that British title around someone's waist, and we're going to have it. Listen, he should be British champion anyway.
I think he got robbed in that third fight.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the first fight could have went either way.
Yeah,
and I said, and I even said that Isjad won it. I went and I said it after the fight. I said, no complaints there. It was a nip and tuck fight. I thought we won the second fight, but then again, but again, it was close.
Yeah,
but I thought we won it. But the third fight, I thought it was clear. It was a clear winner, and that's why I was frustrated as well. So, but we've got to sort the situation out, and we want him to fight for the British title soon. But we'll do that next week.
Because Casey's fought in his hometown.
It will be. It will be in London, because to be fair to to Casey and Isjad, it was supposed to be on the Anthony Yard-Lyndon Arthur card, if everyone remembers. That was on the under.
Oh yeah, it was.
And then he done his knee, and then obviously it was the next available show, which happened to be up in Telford. So it was no fault of anyone's own that we had to travel up, but we did have the home advantage in that December, obviously before the injury. So
yeah,
but
I saw your interview with IFL TV. You seemed very upset with Casey getting the draw, because you put your opinions quite strongly that you thought Casey won the fight.
Yeah, I did, and it was listen. I've been, I get interviewed after every one of those fights. I got interviewed. I got interviewed after the first one, even the second one. I said, look, we won and all that. But the third one, it was just, what we got, what else more we got to do. But it's just their styles. They mesh so well together, Isjad and Casey. And I think if they fought another 4 times and all that, it would still be. But they're good fights, very good fights to watch. But it's hard, It's going to be hard to sell a fourth one. I've got to be honest. It's going to be hard to sell a fourth one, because
I'm up for watching it anyway.
Yeah, to the wider thing, because I think all the fights have been so similar that you actually know what you're going to get on the fourth one. Don't you? You're not going to get anything any different. It's no fault of any of the boxers. It's just that the styles. That's how they are.
So is Braithwaite going to fight the winner? Because Thomas Simba wants to be around the British as well. There's Scott Allen as well.
Well, Thomas Asomba and Braithwaite have been ordered for a final eliminator, and I think Marcel's coming back from injury. Mark Nielsen has give Marcel a slot on the show
against Stephen Maguire.
Yep, and I think that he'll be having that warm up and then going into the Thomas Asomba fight for the eliminator.
Yes. And now I want to talk about the show on the Saturday next week. It's at York Hall. It's a good prospect show, really.
Yeah.
I think it's Boy Jones Jr.'s on it. So, is he in a 6-round fight?
Yeah, it's good. We've got these shows on the 3rd and the 9th of York Hall, and they're not our usual shows. What this is, we've got our guys coming, like Boy Jones Jr., like Johnny Wards, all these guys that are coming back, and they're there for the fans to come and see. They're going to be. It's going to be a good night of action, but it's like a show that they're going to have the fights before they go into the big fights. This is their run outs, but it's going to be a brilliant show.
But there's 150-50 on the 3rd of September. Lorenzo Gracio against Anis Star, I think.
Yeah.
Would that be
is
main
on
event?
that, isn't it?
Yeah, would that be main event? As it's like,
Yeah, something like that. Listen, we'll always have something on the card, you know, like the thingy, but the undercard, like the undercard and all that. It's just it's going to be good. We got names. We got some good names on there. You know, we got Charles Frankham on
the ninth.
the yeah as well. So we're keeping very busy. But all these guys that are fighting on these shows, you know, all of them now they're at the stage where everyone can be matched up with one another, and that's what we want. Now, listen, but of course it is. But this is what I'm saying. What from like say about 3 years ago, people would have been scared to take these fights this early in their career. But you look at them and listen, we just want good fights. And you look at Tommy Jacobs, you look at John Brennan, you look at Ryan Maycock, you know, they lost
Jack Martin.
Jack Martin. They lose their fight. They lost their fights, you know, on our shows, but we'll bring them back because they put great because they made good account of themselves, and that's what we want. You know, it's not the end of the world. You're always going to get another opportunity. Always going to get an opportunity, and that's what it's all about. I want to take it back to the old school, like what the boxers used to do. No one was scared to lose their own. Your own don't mean nothing. It does not mean nothing. You know, you get in there, you know, have a fight, and it doesn't matter. Look, I mean, there's fighters. The one in Scotland, I think he's just retired recently. Geordie McCrory and all that. Wow, he gave one good account of himself. He got so many paydays after that, and you know, he won some, he lost some, but you know, he was in fantastic fights, and that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. But we're not going to, you know, shun away the losers of the fights. They'll come again, and we'll build them back up. Build them back up in our shows, but build them up in the real fights. And you should, and as a fighter, you should want to be in those fights. You should want to be, and I think they all do now, and I think they all realise, you know, especially I think after the COVID situation, you know, there's not that, you know, many opportunities on a small horse show to be fighting journeymen. So, you know, you've got to get in there and fight.
Yeah. Of course, Hannah Bagley's back out in Blackpool, I think.
Yeah.
On a Steve Wood show.
Yeah. We had the opportunity. We see that Steve had a show up in Blackpool, and after it was a terrific fight with Becca Ferguson with Hannah. Yeah. She's just come up short. Well, a very very close fight, just come up short. Yeah. With Hannah, so. She's going to come back. You know, I don't think she hasn't got what do you call it?
Is there a rematch with them two?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, Hannah's going up in the weight. I think she did come down a lot. With that, I mean, if you ever meet Hannah, I mean, have you met her before? Oh, you've come to the show before, didn't you? She was at Box Nation. She's quite a big girl, you know, and. She boiled down to the weight because it was a good fight. No excuses, 50-50. But she did. Yeah.
And this is what she wants to be in 50-50s.
Well, to this right, I listen. She'll fight anyone. And that's a testament. You know, she went in with Becca Ferguson. It was a live opponent for her second fight. I could have easily just flown someone over there for her to knock over, but that's not what she wants to do. But we're going to. So we're going to get her out in Blackpool. She's going to have a fight there, and then we are planning on putting her down in London on the November the 4th show at York Hall as well. So she'll be there, and she'll be in a good fight.
Oh, that'd be good. Another 50-50?
Yep, it will be. Certainly will be.
Will you be announcing that like the show next week or something?
Hopefully. I mean. All depending on what happens up in the November schedule will be announced depending on what will happen next Friday in Liverpool. Yeah. So
would you go from Liverpool to London as you've got a show the next day in London?
Be driving straight there.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, I've done it. We've done it loads of times when we worked on Frank's shows. Before, I remember we was doing shows in Brentwood, getting straight in a car and driving to Cardiff.
Talking about Frank Warren shows, you've managed to get James Hennigan on the Joe Joyce bill.
Yeah. Well, James, obviously, yeah, James is local to, well, from Liverpool. Excuse me, sorry. Local to Manchester. And, you know, he's had a bit of a stop-start thing with James. He had a little niggle. He was supposed to be on the York Hall show. Who was the York Hall show?
That was a Frank Warren prospect show.
Yeah, who was the top of the bill on that? Can you remember?
It was meant to be Echo, but Echo assuming
That's it. Yeah.
got put on the Fury undercard instead.
That's right. Oh, I'll tell you, it was Brad Foster Beluga.
Oh yeah, Brad. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that's right.
Angel Mohammed as well, who you work with, was on that show.
That's right. Yeah, so he's supposed to be on that one. He got a little niggle. So then once he got injured, he had to step onto our show.
Yeah, he had a bit of a 50-50, I think, against someone who was like 2-0.
Yes, yeah, he had a good fight. It
was a good fight. It's on YouTube. Yeah, I got to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It's a good fight, and he's going to be fighting Rod Douglas Jr.
Do you know much about this Rod Douglas? Because I've not seen him fight personally before.
Yeah, I do know. He's very, very tough. He's trained and managed by Alec Wilkie down here. So, you know, I know that he's going to be preparing for it, and it is a step up for James. I mean, James is 7-0 now as well, so he's going to be pushing on for titles in the next fight or so.
Yeah, maybe Southern area or something.
Yeah, that's right. So he'll be fighting Rod in the 6th rounder. I'd like to get him an 8 rounder after this, and then we'll push on for a title after that. But this match is good. You know, Robert's coming off a good win with Robert Exagba. Exagba, in it? I can't remember.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, Robert. I know Robert as well, but I just can never pronounce his name. But
that's a good win.
Very good win. He come off for that. He fought Hamza Shiraz, I remember, in at the Royal Albert Hall. That's when I first see him, Rod. So, but it's a good fight. He comes forward. It'll be a good little test and a good little run out for James. And yeah, we're just really, really pleased to be on such a big bill, you know, and to get that sort of attention for our fighter. So we're really pleased with that. Adam Mohammed's out the week before that as well. Your call
again.
At Bentley and Morrison undercards. So he's looking. I think we're going to be looking at Southern area titles for him after this fight.
Will you be there at that show?
What's that?
Are you going to be at the Bentley v Morrison?
Yes. Of course I will. You going?
Yeah, because I've interviewed quite a few people who are on that card. Yeah,
so you'll be there then, won't you? So you're coming, yeah?
Because I've interviewed like Dex Spellman. Who else? Arnold Obadiah, who trains with Will Jones.
Yes.
Paul Hull, who's who goes in the away corner, and I'm trying to get a date to interview Adam, but we can't agree. So, but hopefully we can get a day for the interview soon.
Yeah, it's tough with Adam. I know he's here, there, everywhere anyway, but we'll get there. We'll get you there with him anyway. So so it's very it's looking very good for our stable at the moment. Hopefully we have some fight news for Masood Abdullah.
He was in a good fight.
Brilliant
fight. The Bulgarian.
Yeah, I'm very pleased the way we're matching him throughout his career, Masood.
Yeah,
at the moment, because I think we know, we knew where we was going to. We had a plan for him to, fast track onto titles, and credit to, Frank's matchmaker and ourselves who work very closely together to match him. We've, I think you look at, he's 5-0 now, isn't he? He's 5-0.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. But you look at the 5 fights. It's step up after step up after step up, and it's been very, very, it's been very good. And that fight, 8 rounds in his 5th fight. I mean, that's not many people do 8 rounds in their 5th fight, and
he got the rounds in.
He got the rounds in, and I'll tell you something. That the guy he fought was a top amateur in his country. everything, and he was very
He had
down.
a few fans there, that other guy, because I was sat near some Bulgarians who were like shouting, but I
Yeah,
was shouting Masood on.
yeah, don't let him beat you. But yeah, no, but he really he looked good. I thought he looked good. I thought he boxed well. Sometimes a bit over eager in the early rounds, but once he started getting his jab going, he looked brilliant. He looked brilliant, and he was down his performance. I said, "You're not down your performance. You're down because you didn't knock him out. That's all it is." But you,
He should be trying to push on for titles as well, because he's really good.
he will be. He will be. He's very, very good. I said to him, you've got the gas tank for it. You know you can do it. And the thing about it is, though, he's going, oh, I should have won that a lot easier. But why? He was a prospect, that guy, the same as you. He was a top amateur, the same as you. It was an evenly matched fight, and you come through the flying colours and all that. I
Would
keep saying
you
to him, you
have
can't
given
knock
the
up.
other guy at least a round? Would you say?
What's that? Sorry.
Would you?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'll give the other guy three out of the eight. I
I
thought,
gave him two, to be honest, mate.
yeah,
Maybe three.
maybe three. That's what I'm saying.
I
So
thought Masood was winning, definitely, though.
no, absolutely. No, he did. He did. He was the clear winner. But I
Yeah,
think he was a bit. I think he's a bit over eager, trying to knock him out of the early rounds as well. And he's got to learn to just control it a little bit.
well, he
And
did knock out all four of his opponents before that guy, though. So
yeah,
of course he
no,
wanted
exactly.
that.
But do you know what it is? You go on there. You're live on BT. You know everyone's watching you, and you just want to go out and impress, and that's what he did. But he did impress. I thought he was very, very good, and there's some
Yeah,
great fights to be made for him as well. So I think a title fight, maybe even his next one or the one after. Why
yeah,
not?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the 1st of October, where, of course, I think, is it top of the bill, Jordan Derjon v Jack Martin for the Southern
Yes,
area?
for the southern area. Yes,
That is a great fight.
good fight. Very, very good fight. Yeah, put that one together. My brother Fred and Kyle from Nielsen, and we're very, very pleased with that one.
But I thought Jack was with Lee Eaton.
He is. He is. Yeah, yeah. But they matched the fight up. Kyle and Fred and all that sort of stuff worked very, very well together. Them two, and yeah, that's all we want to do. Listen, we work with everyone. We work with so many managers. Dan, especially in London, that we want their fighters to fight their fighters. We want their fighters. We want managers fight. We just want good fights on the card.
That's
That's all
fair
we
enough,
do.
mate.
Even if it's not our fighters on the bill, that's it. And then, to be honest with you, Jordan and Jack Martin are not a Nielsen boxing or a WBM fighter, but we
Are they
just love
not?
the fight. No, no, we don't manage any. We don't manage either of them.
So do you
Jordan.
not mind who wins?
No, do you know what? To be honest with you, I'm very, very friendly with the Rod Julians guys. So I
Because
will be.
he's like with Billy Underwood, doesn't he, Jordan?
Yeah,
Trains in that gym.
that's right. But Jordan's been on plenty. Jordan's been on loads of our shows as well.
He
He's
was
had.
on against Kingsley Ebeniki on that Jack McGann undercard, and then he topped
He's
the
on a
bill.
roll, isn't he? He's on a good roll, isn't he, Jordan Dujon? Really, he's beat Ebeniki, beat Maycock, and now he's going with Jack Martin. He's
I thought the one against Ebeniki was pretty close, though.
very close, very close. Do you know what? To be honest with you, if you put a gun to my head, I would have given the nod to Ebeniki, but I can't argue either way. It was very, very close, very close. But it was a good, it was a good learning fight, and I think he loves it, Jordan. He loves being in the competitive fights, and that's the buzz you get off it. It's the same thing with Billy Underwood. When you go into
Billy's
these,
got a 50-50 right again as well. Against
what's that?
Billy's against that guy Jordan beat
Maycock, yeah,
he,
yeah, he fancies it big time. Maycock looked very, very good against Dujon as well. A very competitive fight,
yeah,
and he made Dujon work for that win, and it was very competitive. When we offered it to Maycock, Billy Underwood, Maycock, yeah, straight away he fancies it. he really fancies he can do a job on Billy.
I'm
And
sure he does because he's a good fighter. And is
he's a
it
good
8 rounds or 6 rounds? Still
If
6 rounds.
it's 6 rounds, this one.
Still be well. That's it. I reckon this might be. You never know, really. It could end in a knockout for either man.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Maycock can hit. Anyway, I asked Jordan. He says a hard puncher, very very hard puncher,
He's a good
and
fighter.
very good fight. I would like. I'll tell you something, which would be good. Oh, sorry, I got a call here. 2 secs. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I'll tell you something. I would love the winner, maybe of that fight, to go on and fight someone like a John Brennan or someone like that. Be good for a title.
What, are they the same weight?
Yep.
But I thought John Brennan was fighting Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan, is he? I haven't got. Listen, to be honest with you, I can't. Carl and all
That's
the other
what
guys.
Mark Nelson and Carl have been telling me.
Yeah, they've been telling you. Oh well, listen. They look after John. They'll know what they're going to do with John anyway. But that's. But I was thinking about that. I would like the winner of Maycock on Billy, ideally, to go into a title fight with John Brennan. I think that'd be good.
I mean, Tom's going to go to. Tom's signed with Errol Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's 4-2, Jordan, but he's only lost to like the prospects.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah. So, but it's a good fight for John, especially making his comeback anyway. So I look forward to that one. I'm looking forward for John to get back in the ring as it goes. You know,
Billy Jackson's in a good fight as well.
Billy Jackson, yep. Listen, they're all good little competitive fights. Do you know what? Even against these journeymen now, it's not the same as what it was years ago. We're a bit short on journeymen now. Some journeymen, yeah, definitely in this country, 100%. We're very, very short on journeymen, especially the amount of prospects we've got.
There's quite a few. I thought I'll be here all night listing quite a few British.
No. I mean, listen, there is a few, but the home fight, you got more. You had more years ago. Anyway, you had more years ago, and that's why you see so many foreign fighters now. Do you know what I mean? You never used. I mean, you used to see them all the time, all the English journeymen, but you see so many foreign fighters on the bill now for that reason, and so that's what.
Tommy Jacobs fighting on the 1st of October, or are you in the works?
I'm not sure he's fighting on the 1st of October, but
well, that's what he says.
What's that? Say that again.
Tommy said that he's on the 1st of October.
No, he's on the 1st. He's on the 1st, but I don't know who he's fighting on the 1st. But
yeah,
we have agreed. Today, I told you off camera, but we're not going to tell anyone.
All right.
We've agreed. We're not today. We will tell them. We've agreed for a very, very good fight for Tommy in November, and that's going to be a brilliant fight. I hope you agree with that as well. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
It will be, mate. It will be. Would that be? Would you? Oh, yeah. I'm not spoiling it, but yeah.
No, not yet. Listen, you can shout. Do you know what? When we announce it, I'll let you be the first to post it. I promise you.
Yes, it'll be a great fight, mate. Hopefully, I can come down to one of your shows again soon because I enjoyed.
They're good nights, aren't they? I think. And do you know what I like about it with the Nielsen's? The production they put onto it. It's brilliant, isn't it? Really, it's a good show to even look at, like the visuals, everything, the ring walks, the lot. It's just
the lights as well. That's there.
It is.
Is any of your shows like back on Box Nation, or do you not know?
We will have news on that shortly, anyway, and we should have some good news on that. But we've been talking for a long time. A couple of things have gone on behind the scenes as well. That's held it back a little bit. But we're back. But we're back on track. So we should have some good news on that. Yeah, definitely. Our shows deserve a platform like that, and the fights that we put on. I was actually looking at a list of the fights since we come out of COVID. What we put on,
I know.
Louis Isaacs, Morley,
Boy
Jones. That was brilliant. Boy Jones, Connor Marsden,
Great fight.
John Brennan. I mean, we
McGann.
put so yeah,
Billy
and
Underwood v Tommy Jacobs. Great fight.
that was a good fight. Like we said before, Dujon Ebenuki. We put on some.
Yeah.
We put on some fantastic. What about that on Box Nation as well? What was it? Goodness me.
Sexton.
No, we got Sexton, Dean Dodge, and
Oh,
Bellotti.
Bellotti. Oh, what a fight. That was great.
Brilliant fight. That was a fantastic fight. So, we want that platform. We're very, very confident of getting it over the line, and we're going to be, the shows deserve it.
Is there any update on Dean Dodge? Do you work with Dean?
I don't know. Mo Pryor does. We want Dean back at. There's plenty of fights there for Dean to have, but we would like.
He lost to Reese. It was.
Oh, he was brilliant. I thought he just showed the heart of the lion, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really. And I'll tell you something. He didn't have an easy night's work, Bellotti. He did not. He knew he was in a fight. He knew he was in a fight, even though Bellotti clearly won. And you knew
he stopped him, didn't he? What, 7?
Yeah, but even through the fight, you knew it was going to go one way. You knew it was going to go Bellotti's way, but Dean Dodge did not let him
So
breathe.
why did Dean Dodge walk out second? Because I thought Bellotti would have been favourite because he's been on.
Dean Dodge was originally supposed to fight Dennis Wahome.
Oh, yes. And then Ryan Wheeler.
And then Ryan Wheeler, and then we got Bellotti. And it was only fair that because he kept changing opponents, who went to Dean Dodge, we knew it was going to be on Box Nation. I went, Dean, do you know what? He's been a gentleman throughout all the opponent changes. I went, you walk out first. You can be the home fighter.
You mean walk out second?
Sorry, you walk out second, but he's the home.
The crowd was split, though, with who they wanted to win.
It was good, wasn't it? It was really, really, really good. It was a fantastic night of boxing. That was a brilliant way to bring Box Nation back. I thought that show was excellent. It was fantastic.
It was, yeah, it was good. And what about Luke Liddard? Do you work with him?
Luke Liddard is taking a bit of time out, personal reasons and all that, but he's absolutely fine. He's in, but he's just taking some time out of his personal life.
I thought that fight against Lee Hallett was rather close.
It was rather close. You shouldn't be having close fights with him, but we've got fighters that we want to put him in. We want to make in-house fights, like with Max Brown, who we've got, and Newman Hussein. They'd be good fights for Luke, and this is what we want to do, just start matching people up again. But
Newman's a good fighter as well.
Newman's good. Newman's very good. Newman will be back out in November as well. He's just about to have a baby. With his partner Amy, so once he's settled down, he'll be back out in November as well. We're going to push him on as well. I mean, it's just looking good, and we can't complain with the stable. Everybody's busy, everybody's fighting. We can't complain.
Yeah, and I want to say a big thank you for your time, mate, and hopefully I can come to one of your shows soon.
Listen, like you say. Any one of our shows, you're always welcome anyway. Your name will always be on the list anyway, because you're a big supporter of us, and we really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate your support.
Yeah. Make sure you keep these good shows up, mate. You're doing a great job.
I will do. Listen, any suggestions, any fights you want to see, you make sure you let me know. And
yes, we'll see if we can.
All right?
Cheers, pal.
Nice one. Speak to you soon, Sam. Cheers,
bye.
Mate.